I hope all of you are watching beginners English lessons to learn how to speak simple sentences to start with, becoming more and more complex. This is lesson number 19 for beginners. Here you have 60 simple sentences for practice. The topic is visiting a museum. Listen to each sentence, repeat it many times, and after the video is over, try to speak about visiting a museum. We have been planning to visit our local museum since last year. Finally, this weekend, my family, a few friends, and I did go there. Visiting a museum is interesting as we can learn many new things. Our museum is quite big and it would take us about 5 hours to see everything. Therefore, we started out immediately after breakfast. We took a bus which would drop us right at the gate of the museum. As soon as we got off the bus, we saw a big, beautiful building with a board announcing that this was the museum. All of us admired the architecture of the building and the green lawns surrounding it. The ticket counter was just outside the grand entrance hall. I counted the number of adults in our group as school children did not need a ticket. They had to show their school ID and could visit the museum free of cost. Warning everyone to stay together, I gave each one his or her ticket to keep safely. We would need to keep the tickets with us till we completed our visit. Since everything was well organized, with clear signs showing visitors where to go next, we did not need an official guide. The first things which met our eyes were very old horse carriages and cars which are no longer seen on roads. It was like going back in history. Near every vehicle, a short description was given. We learnt new names like phaeton, a light horse carriage with 4 wheels. All of us moved on to the next room, which had old manuscripts. Some of them were faded, and we read in the description that they were written on palm leaves. This section also had some carvings on rice grains. We looked through a magnifying glass to see the words written on it. The next room had coins used in olden days. Here was a room with glass cases full of dresses from the last century or earlier. We had not seen such dresses in real life. Everyone was laughing about this when we entered a room full of weapons. We saw bows and arrows, swords with gem-studded handles, small knives, pistols, double-barreled guns, etc. All the boys wanted to spend more time here, looking at the displays and descriptions. The next room had metal armors which soldiers used to wear while fighting. We wondered how the soldiers had moved around wearing such a heavy armor. After all this excitement and discussion, we felt quite hungry. There was a cafeteria next to the exit door of the armor's room. Everyone agreed to have a quick lunch break. After lunch, we saw a series of rooms which had different types of statues. We admired the marble statues in the first of the rooms. After that, there were statues made of different materials in each of the rooms that followed. After this was a room with porcelain items, small figures, crockery, etc. They were decorated with colorful designs. The children loved the next room with cute doll houses, toys, village scene, and railway track with a toy train. We had to spend a long time here as it was difficult to pull the youngsters away from all this treasure. The next few rooms had oil paintings, traditional and modern. Some of the items which looked exactly like a painting were actually embroidered pieces. We admired the skill of the people who had done such fine embroidery. Some other paintings had a three-dimensional effect. They looked the same from whichever direction you saw them. For example, there was a portrait of a man looking at us. Whether you stood to the right, left, or center of the portrait, you felt as if the person was looking at you. Such unusual exhibits made us feel thrilled. Many more unique items were still remaining, and we had to hurry up. In one room, we saw clocks and watches of many different shapes and sizes. Some were cuckoo clocks, which had musical hourly chimes. There was a throne room where chairs used by royals were displayed. One more place which made the children hold their breath was the prehistoric section. It had models of dinosaurs like Brontosaurus and Diplodocus. Another room had models of water vessels from long ago. Big ships with cloth sails looked majestic. Tiny fishing boats and rafts were also there on display. We had reached the end of the museum as we saw the exit gate in front of us. By now, everyone was tired, so we decided to take cabs home. It was the most memorable day, and we thought next time we'd see everything in greater detail. With that, we come to the end of visiting a museum. If you have visited some museum, you can write about it. Tell me in the comment box what you felt about these sentences. There are important words which are difficult maybe for you, pronunciations which might be new. You must watch again and again in order to get the best benefit. And if you tell me, like many people said, the story was wonderful, I can make more of those videos. Then if you tell me this is good, then we can think of visiting various different places and talking about them. I would be happy to hear about your visit to a museum. Thank you and all the best.